the two figures merge together, there's a monster that lurks beneath. And that monster is gay. Just kidding. On the 6th of July 2020, at exactly 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time, SM Entertainment released a music video for the first ever Red Velvet subunit, consisting of members Seulgi and Irene, for a track called Monster. Just kidding, it was pushed back. On the 6th of July 2020, at exactly 8 p.m. Korean Standard Time, it was pushed back again. On the 7th of July 2020, at 12 p.m. Korean Standard Time, more than 12 hours after it was initially supposed to be released, the music video for Monster was finally out, and it was very well received by fans and casual K-pop lovers alike. Now, the music video inarguably has some very sapphic themes and has raised some questions. Number one, what does it actually mean? And number two, am I being queerbaited? I want to take a crack into trying to decipher this video. I've seen two main interpretations that people have made about it. The first is that they're portraying two different personas, which fits with the lyric, "Under a single lighting, why are there two shadows?" And there's another theory that the monster might represent homosexuality or queerness and how it's viewed. But the monster is portrayed as a strength rather than a weakness or something to be ashamed of. And I think both of these theories are somewhat valid in their own ways. Now I'm going to be referencing two pieces of work that I think complement the theme of the video. The first is Ingmar Bergman's Persona, and the second is Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla. Both of these portray lesbianism, both in subtext and main text. Some of you might even be familiar with Carmilla as the adapted web series, which canonically portrays a lesbian relationship, and it's nice to see. It's a nice web series. Now, if there are any film majors watching this, please look away right now because I'm about to talk about Bergman and you might hate me. In 1966, Swedish filmmaker Ingmar Bergman released a film called Persona, where two main characters find themselves merging in terms of personality and identity. The film is way more than that description, but I can't make this segment that long. But what's really interesting about this film is the amount of interpretations and analysis that came out from its viewers. And not all of them really agree on what the message or the story of the movie actually is. And that's certainly comparable to trying to analyze this music video. Le Fanu's Carmilla is an interesting one because there's that popular illustration of Carmilla hovering over Laura in her bed, and it definitely paralleled some of the scenes in the music video. Their outfits have an innocent and gothic vibe that definitely fits with the Carmilla theme. And it's a very striking image with some really lovely symmetry and lighting and composition. So now let's address the queerbaiting question. Let's start by defining what queerbaiting is. And I'm using Wikipedia here, so please bear with me. Queerbaiting is a marketing technique for entertainment where same-sex romance or LGBTQ representation is hinted at, but not depicted. Now, SM Entertainment, though it might seem otherwise, is one of the biggest K-pop labels in Korea. With that, we can assume that they're at least aware of the basics of marketing and knowing their audience. Since 2016, according to polls, Seulgi and Irene have been the top two most popular idols to lesbians in Korea. And such is the case for 2017, 2018, and 2019. And something tells me that they'll retain that spot for 2020. I highly doubt that SM are unaware of this, so when you look at it from an outsider's perspective, it makes sense to cater to that audience, especially with the subunit that consists of these two members. There are only a handful of K-pop music videos that portray same-sex couples or same-sex love, And more often than not, it's a tragic story. As a queer person, I would prefer something that doesn't really portray that, though I still think that those videos are important. I do wish with all my heart that at some point they would be progressive enough to portray a healthy same-sex relationship and a relationship that's past subtext. With K-pop in general, there are times when it feels like there's still a long way to go before we get something like that, especially from a well-known group like Red Velvet. I do think that the video itself is very well made, and kudos to the visual director for just how amazing the whole thing turned out to be. And that's what's really cool about abstract music videos, is that it's up for interpretation. You know, we're guided by themes and visuals, but I don't think there is one right answer, especially with this video. I'm a huge Red Velvet fan, so I encourage people to watch the video and support them, because they worked really hard for this. Thanks for watching this analysis. I probably didn't answer everything, but I'm just pleased to be able to talk about this and put my piece out there. I consider myself relatively new to K-pop, so if there's any interesting videos that you want me to check out, please let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you.